this is our first movie. This is the first time we've ever shot a movie. And, you know, my initial idea was just that it would be a training video for subsistence farmers in Malawi. And now it's going beyond Malawi's boundaries. It's going into the world because people say, no, this could be an amazing story that others need to see. Wow, we are in Harare, Zimbabwe at the Celebration Center. And this is where we're launching Times of Change tonight.
My brothers, my sisters gathered here tonight. It's a time for change for Zimbabwe as well.
So, it's a joy and a privilege for me to present to you Farming God's Way, the movie, as we call it, Times of Change. So what the movie is all about is about an uncle who went to Harare for 3 years. And after 3 years, he's returning back to Malawi. And at the time of planting, he discovered that his nephew was quite sick and he's not ready at all to plant. And they go off into the mountain, and the uncle basically shows him in nature how God reveals himself. And they have a wonderful experience together, and the uncle was able to testify about how God transformed his own life. The eyes of his heart is just opened up, and suddenly he starts to recognize the beauty of creation. He says, "Uncle, I want you to teach me everything you know." And the uncle says, "I'm going to teach you how to farm, my nephew." And they go back home, and they introduce Farming God's Way to the entire family.
Yes, Abam.
It was just such a joy to work with Gracious and with Henry. These two guys have never acted before in their lives. They just basically saying what they believe is in their heart. And they're so convinced that Farming God's Way is an answer for Africa, that you could just see it oozing out of them.
Nchaka hii yachira kwambiri. Aha, taona.
We've kept the names of the people, we've kept the places where they are, we haven't built one set through the entire movie. So everything you see there is real. These are real people and their fields are real, and you can actually come and visit and see it for yourself. So at the end of the movie then, Gracious, out of thankfulness, he brings the first fruits of his crop, and him and his family, and they come to church and they give it out of a thankful, overflowing heart back to the Lord. And that's the end of the movie. We will use this movie as a training tool in the nation, to put it in the hands of trainers that can show it in the villages, in the remote areas, and everybody will understand. And after they've seen it, they will know how to farm. Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing that this film was not commissioned by anybody. We didn't ask for this film to be made. And yet, God just moved the heart of Johan, and it was done without professionals. It wasn't, the actors weren't paid. It was just amazing that from the love within their hearts, the Holy Spirit working with this message, so deeply convicted in their hearts, it just pours out with the truth and the love of the vision and the love for the poor especially, and everybody feels the power of God's plan for the poor through this movie. It's been truly a great blessing for the body of Christ. Kaona
komwe ndachokera ndamuona